Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. Galatians 4:26. My name is Highlighter. That's what I do. I'm a servant of Yahweh. And what I'm looking at, what's in front of you, is a false mother. According to the scriptures, Jerusalem is our mother because I chose to believe that Yahweh sent His Son to die for me, and because of that, Israel opened the doors and let me in, and now I serve their mighty one, and not the one in front of me, the big mother, Magna Mater. In Hebrew, the matrix is right in front of you. It's the God's religion of the nations. And I've seen it in all the world, and I'm here to warn you, to share the danger. People love Jesus. They love our Creator. They follow the way. But that won't stop us from being misled. Some of us are placed here to help protect, and that's what this is for. This video will show that the spider is attached. This video will show that the spider is attached to the Pope. To the crown. The spider is attached to the crown. I want to go back to 2004, the beginning of the Revelation, because it's the spider that has revealed by the powers of Yahweh. The spider uncovers and reveals everything that I'm speaking about in this work, the ministry, and this video. Yahweh shows this world system and its goddess match the female black widow spider in the constellation of Orion. That's what He showed to me in 2004, and the work continues. I refer to it as the black widow and the Orion correlation. They have 8 legs, and so do the octagram religions and globalists, even the church. Anti-Messiah and the kings, they have one mind, Revelation 17:13 and 17. This is very important to help to identify the anti-Messiah. The same behavior, same thinking, the outer appearances, symbols and signs, names, habits. This is a perfect match that Yahweh showed. He shares His great powers and we trust Him. He is a friend to man. He shares out of love for us. The resurrection Messiah did that. Yahweh does all these things. He is the one who makes all the nations match them. He is the power behind it all. A perfect match. Yahweh has done this. This explains it all. Kind of. All the world matches Him, even the crown of the Pope. In 2022, the words came to me, "You are a widow," says Yahweh, and I'm here to interpret what He is speaking of, to show what He means. I'm barely understanding what He means, but He's showing it to me. He gave me the words. He showed it to me in 2004, and He continues to show it to me and make clear. He is unveiling the anti-Messiah spirit, and He's making it visible. He's making it clear and easy for people to see that they can have a clear choice of coming out of this false religion that's in the world. Without the blood of the Lamb, you are widows. This is what Yahweh is showing to me. Join to the nations, and Inanna is the one who leads the nations. He shows His love to us by sharing secrets and powers that we know He has done it. The resurrection power of Yeshua has done this. And the word spider in Hebrew means death. Your powers deliver, O Yah. This is a list of videos that I'm working on that will be released all together in the same playlist. This video is on the Pope's crown. And he does not wear the crown no more, but it's his. Yahweh armies, He is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Yahweh is the strength of my days, whom shall I be afraid? Tekalim 27:1.
So what happened to the tiara? It was actually used up until 1965, with the final pope to wear it being Saint Pope Paul VI, who was crowned as Pope on June 21st of 1963, and last wearing the crown on his entrance of the Second Vatican Council. After Vatican II, he would sell the tiara to the Cathedral of Washington, D.C., where it is displayed to this day, and as far as I am aware, the only tiara located in the United States, and was never used again. Vatican II, to summarize, was the Church's attempt to modernize the institution, and as such, it can be assumed that Pope Paul was retiring the crown as a means to continue modernizing the Church, since the Pope no longer had an extensive kingdom or any real temporal political power, so phasing out monarchical imagery was meant to show the papacy embracing its modern role.
He sent His Son to save me. The spider does not control me anymore. He does. He is our hope. We can trust His great powers out of His love. He shares them. The things I'm sharing should testify, and I hope that your faith is increased, that you would come to believe that it is our Creator who is doing these things. This is my report that the result of all this work is the resurrection power of Yeshua. And by His works, His sacrifice, I have been restored to our Father, the Creator, who knows everything, who does everything, and He alone is the one who has these secrets and shares with His servants. For many reasons, I want to start here with the spider is at the end of the word. There's another video, but I want to refresh your memory and to show the perspective here that the spider is in every aspect of life. It's not just sin nature. It's not just the spirit of the world. It's not just Inanna. It's not just our world system or Lucifer. It's also the anti-Messiah. This is prophetic ambiguity, and here is the sovereignty of Yahweh, our Creator, that He would put the spider at the end of the word Christianity to show to me that it is attached to the faith. Scriptures confirm this. We who study the Bible, who have been brought up in church, we know about mixture. Babylon is about mixture, confusion and mixture. And that's what we have within our faith. So people don't need to condemn each other, because it's not a person, it's not a group, a denomination, it's a spirit. If you honor that spirit, then that spirit will be attached to you, and you will have errors. It has 8 legs and a chevron. The number 3 is 8 and 3, or 8V, chevron. The T is the number 8, the Y is a V. It also matches the name of Inanna on the brick of This is the brick of If you have not seen it, you'll need to see that 10-minute video on the brick of that Yahweh uses this to reveal the name of Inanna that's being placed in the world. And I've seen it outside of Israel, outside of Rome, out of Italy, of Europe. I've seen it in Asia, many parts of the world. So that way I know it's not associated to one particular religion. It's a spirit that attaches to the whole world. Here is an example of Sacred Heart of Jesus. It has a cross, and the heart is 8 and 3, 8V. The Jesuit IHS emblem is 8 and 3, also 8V. I'll be referring to this a lot, but the viewer needs to know that I'm not giving them all the credit, because the same configuration of 8 and 3 is seen outside of the Roman Catholic Church. But it's mostly seen within the Western Church and religion. The spider takes hold with her hands and is in king's palaces, Proverbs 30:28. Here is a church in Hawaii. It did not get burnt up, and the Roman Catholic Church had spoke up and took the opportunity to proclaim that as a miracle that it didn't get burnt. The cross is 8, and here is 3. Same here. 8, 8 and 3. The 8 is on top of the 3, or a chevron. Here again, another one. 3. 3 circles, but just to make sure, there's 3 here. People plant trees in groups of 3, because the spirit of the world is influenced by Lucifer, the god of the world, and that's why the Egyptians have a trinity. That's why Babylon has a trinity. When I was a Tibetan Buddhist, we had the Triratna. Things are done in 3s. The Triratna is when you take refuge. It's like a baptism. You take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. That's a trinity. Not literally like we see in the Western world of religion or in Christianity. But things are done in 3s, because Inanna is the goddess of this world, Lucifer, and has influenced this world with the Trinity. To imprint that into the mind and keep it in our mind, at the forefront of our mind, Trinity, that's the goal. The words of Yahweh came to me to share with others that America has voted for Trinity. America and all the nations were groomed to vote for Trinity. Because the anti-Messiah is in the governments by the Trinity. All the kings lay with her, Revelation 17, also 18, Isaiah 47. Yahweh has shown me her name, her symbol on them. Many examples are to be seen in the YouTube channel, Worldwide Widow. Some videos include PDF files. The spider has got her hands in everything, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Jesus Christ, who is the image of God, should shine upon them. 2 Corinthians 4:4. I added the word Jesus, my mistake. It is also on the Pope's crown, the tiara. Here it is. Do not move, Senor Pope, I got it. Hold still. Do not worry. Right now is the time for you to see the grace of our Creator and His power and His love to show and to reveal the very name of Inanna that has influenced the church. Yahweh has revealed it. By the blood of the Lamb, I confess this to be the resurrection power of Yeshua, our Messiah, that has done this. Yahweh is the Savior of mankind. He did that by sending His Son. That's how He saved us. Inanna is a similitude of the female black widow spider. It is a spirit that is attached to you. Eight and 3. There's 3 layers. The cross is 8, the number 8. The V, the chevron, synonymous with 3 layers, the number 3, 8 and 3. To your left is a brick of Namu, number 7, with the name of Inanna on it. Above it is a female black widow spider. The spiderlings that are young have a chevron. As they get older, they will look like these down here at the bottom. The hourglass will take shape. But when they're younger, they have the chevron. And I had a moment to be tried and challenged by our Creator, because when I seen these goddess images, I seen the name of Inanna, and I thought about the hourglass on the spider, that there are 2 chevrons. And Yahweh confirmed to me that I was seeing correctly according to Him, and He shows to me the young spiderling with the chevron to confirm that I was actually seeing the name of Inanna on the spider. Here is a brick of 8 and V. 8 and V. As a chevron. These are 2 main primary goddess symbols, and together make up the name of Inanna, right here, the Queen of Heaven. Inanna, the spider, the tiara, the crown, the Pope, and the brick of This is the name put in the world, and Yahweh is the one who's in complete control of everything. And by the blood of the Lamb, He has shared this with me. These are only things that He can do, and He knows. Here is the brick of This is the video I recommend you watching to see. Here is the Queen of Heaven in Scriptures. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger. Yeshayahu 7:18. Here is another verse. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. We and our fathers, our kings, and our princes in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then we had plenty, I forgot the word, victuals. It's a bunch of food. And were well, and we saw no evil. Jeremiah, Yeshayahu 44:17. Here's our president. That's what he's doing. He is in danger. And I would love to sit down and have a cup of coffee with the leaders. But I have too many doubts that people in this country just do not want to hear. They're settled in their traditions, their pride. They're too prideful to consider that there's some kind of mistake somewhere. The nations, the Aztecs, the Mayans, Israelites, all the world has made sacrifices to the deities so that their country will be successful. That's what climate change is about. To make offerings to Mother Earth, to the female deities, which is Lucifer, and making these offerings to them, they can avoid destruction and see prosperity. That's what they're called, fertility gods. But since we left to burn offering of incense to the Queen of Heaven and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by famine. Here's the E-Temple, and you can look this up. I recommend, if you want more information, you can see it shows illustrations of the priests and kings that are joined to Inanna. That's what we see today all and throughout the whole world. You see, this is why the Pope is in danger, because he believes that it's the Virgin Mary that is directing him, but it's actually Lucifer or Inanna. Inanna is a covering for Lucifer. All the religions around the world have different female deities, whether it's an actual deity or a feminine force or spiritual force. As it was in my practice in the Tantra, I did Tantra Yoga, Tibetan Buddhism. You know, we think that these are feminine energies and deities, but it's actually Lucifer, who is covered in light and goodness. Here's an example. This is from the movie Lady of Heaven. Inanna is a covering for Lucifer, who covers in light and goodness. Inanna covers the head of the Pope. The brick of Namu number 7 shows the name Queen of Heaven. Lady of the Skies is Inanna. 8 and 3, 8V, make up her name. The crown of the Pope shows the name symbol Inanna as 8 and 3, 8V. Take note that I do not know what to call this yet, except it's the name symbol of Inanna. It is not from Earth. Our Creator, He's the one who has done it. And this is the way he's delivered to me in images and pictures and symbolism that I would see and report it. So does a female black widow spider. Here, this spider right here, image to the top left, shows the name of Inanna on the spider. It matches the brick of Ur, and it matches the crown of the Pope. In some of my other videos, I mentioned that the Caesar Nero, his original birth name, it came out to be, it was, I forget the exact phrase, but it's Lucifer. It was a play on the words Lucius, which points to Lucifer. Lucius, Domitius, which is a name of a god, or also it could be a name of a spider. And the word red was in his name as well. Those three words were in the name for Caesar Nero, his birth name. It got changed to something different. But his birth name matches the female black widow spider. This is the spirit that Yahweh has shown to me of his enemy, matching the name of the brick of Ur and the spider. Inanna is a covering for Lucifer. Lucifer is the head of the Pope. This is how Lucifer is ruling planet Earth. Inanna is a planet killer. By Trinity and the number 8, even the 8th day, Sunday, Sabbath, they rule the nations. This is, if you look and see, all the religions are octagram religions for that purpose, to be joined together to Inanna. It is her the kings lay with. Outward signs will show that they agree. Here is the Lady of Heaven in Egypt as Isis. The title Lady of Heaven is used for Virgin Mary. It's used for Isis, as you see right here. And on the brick of Ur, Namu, she is also referred to as the Queen of Heaven, the Lady of Heaven. And in the book of Jeremiah in the Bible, you've seen the title Lady of Heaven. It should be clear that the title is used for the goddess, whatever name it is, or is used by whatever culture and country. The Georgia Guidestones was destroyed recently, and I want to point out that on the top of it, somebody sprayed it or vandalized it, and they sprayed "I am Isis, goddess of love," and that went to an FBI report, so that could be verified. And it also had 8 languages, because this is again support the words that Yahweh has shown to me, that all the nations are joined to Inanna by the number 8. That's why there were 8 languages on the Georgia Guidestones, because that's the nations. The world has gone through the 8th gate of Ishtar, which is the fat gate, the wide gate. The narrow gate is Yeshua, our Messiah. The world calls him Jesus. I still call him Jesus when I speak to people, but he reveals to me his name in Hebrew, and that's what I use to honor him. So he is the 7th, and she is the 8th. This is like the Pope of the crown, or the Pope's crown here. You'll see 3 layers. It's called the Djed. This here is a Djed. And it has a name and symbol of Inanna on it. It shows 8 and 3, 8V. The Djed is a symbol of Osiris, the king and wife of Osiris. Inanna's name connects to Egypt, Lucifer is the rule of the world. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 3. 1, 2, 3. The Djed does not usually have 3 of these little dots here. I selected this image because it had the 3 that helps to illustrate the layers. There's a dot on each layer. Every Djed will show 3 layers. With or without the dot, it does not matter. You'll see the 3 layers. This is how it's set up in all the images, hieroglyphics, or statues, or carvings. This is the spine of Osiris, and it's a picture of his resurrection. If you search for the word resurrection, there will be 2 search results that comes up, or the definition. The first definition will be this right here, Osiris, and the second definition will be Jesus Christ, that he is a resurrection. So Osiris actually has replaced Jesus in the search in the dictionaries, because here is our replacement Messiah that points to Orion, and Orion's an androgynous hunter, like Inanna, both androgynous. The Pope's crown, the tiara, is 8th century, also called the triregnum or the triple crown, and sometimes as a triple tiara. The name tiara is unknown, the origins are unknown. But I did find that I was observing, the sounding of the word and the appearance of the word. It's like the word in Sanskrit from my past in Tibetan Buddhism of Tara. The Taras were deities in Tibetan Buddhism. You have green Tara, white Tara. Here are 3 layers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 layers. Revelation 17, verse 13 and 17, it shows that the anti-Messiah and the kings have one mind. Those who are shaking hands with Inanna, they have one mind. Here again, 3 layers. Church steeple, the St. Mary's of Charity Church, same thing. 1, 2, 3. I personally believe that the Pope is not wearing the crown no more because it's drawing attention to this church steeples here, and I also believe that the old world structures and architectures that are being destroyed by fires, they're hiding the fact that all of our buildings in the past had crosses on top of them, and they had these steeples and other symbols that you see on the brick of Ur. The name of Inanna is in all of these buildings, and it shows to me how Lucifer is ruling the world, and that's valuable information to open the eyes of those who do not see. The number 8 is on top of 3 layers. Here is the Hindu temple, octagram on top, and 3 layers. 1, 2, 3 layers underneath it. This is how the spirit of the anti-Messiah is seen and identified. This is from my lunch break YouTube channel. I recommend it. That's his work, is to show old world architecture structures. Here's the U.S. Capitol building. I believe it's also designed after the church steeple. I believe that the Pope's crown extended all the way to the United States Capitol building had a cross removed a long time ago that would show 8 and 3, 8V, like the rest of the world. Many of the structures will show 3 layers designed after the church steeple. This is what brings church and government together, because of Inanna. encyclopedias and history, archaeology, or anthropologists, they will all confirm and show that Inanna was into politics in ancient times. The kings would uh, shake hands with her. Here is an illustration that the way I believe that this possibly was looked at is with a cross on top. Like many hospitals, sane asylums, many structures show the same. Temples of Inanna. This is our past and does not need to be our present. We have the choice now. Here is the Diana of Ephesus, the number 8 on top with 3 layers. Here's a clear picture. This object here is the arms of the Foundling Hospital with the missions ticket. You can do a keyword search for a missions ticket, and you can find it easily if you go to Wikipedia and search for emissions ticket. 1750 is the year. Diana of Ephesus has 8 breasts and 3 layers below. Take a look here. There are 8 right here and 3 below it, just like the crown of the Pope. There are many examples of this configuration that I know that this spirit is not exclusive to the Vatican. It has influenced the entire world. And here is absolute proof of showing the same configuration. Yahweh shows to me the cross is the number 8. And here is 8 breasts and 3 layers. Just like on the Pope, the crown, and the other objects that I've shown and will be showing. 8 and 3 are seen. Shamash also has 3 layers on the head. The Pope's crown, Shamash, the Dejed, 3 layers. Shamash has a triple crown, it's called. And Shamash is a Babylonian god. And what we're looking at today in the world is the Babylonian religion. It's been with us, mixed with us, and that's what we're looking at. And Inanna is head of the Babylonian religion. You can see this image on the British Museum. The Babylonian crown, the Roman Catholic Pope, and the Egyptian Dejed has 3 layers. 3 layers. I took note that they have 3 things that are sticking out. It's also in the fireplace in the White House of an image I've seen with Hunter Biden. In their fireplace they have these symbols. It's 3, and if you count each side it will be 6, and then 6, and then 6. That's not that important, but I just observe more things that are seen, including the triple deities. Is 3, 3, and 3. That matches Tet, the Hebrew letter for the number 9. So here is the picture, the name and symbol of Inanna, but it has a number configuration 9 to point to Lucifer, and 3 6s as well. The spider shows 8 and 3, 8B, and also 8, 8, 8. It has 8 eyes, 8 legs, and the body shape of 8. And so does the Pope. The Iron Cross here is the double chevrons that are pointing to each other. It's like two black widows together. 8, 8, and 8. Here's a necklace. It's called the Horde necklace from Dilbat, Iraq. And what's important and interesting is that Shamash right here on the right with the triple crown is symbolized here on the necklace. And Baal is also, and Inanna is also connected to the necklace as well. These figures here, I believe, are Baal. The two here is for Inanna, and this is the Star of Shamash. So Inanna and Shamash are connected to 888. And here is Inanna herself with she also has the triple crown. So the Pope has a triple crown, Shamash has a triple crown. In other words, the signs point to Babylon, the Babylonian religion. I've heard other teachings from scholars and teachers, anthropologists, that have a lot of details on the Babylonian religion. So I recommend, if you're interested more, look into the anthropologists, what they're uncovering. This is everything I'm presenting to you is revelation from our Creator, and these are the signs. This object is referred to as Ishtar, standing on a lion, because the lion is a picture of Lucifer, and Lucifer supports Inanna. She's not conquering the lion. The lion is supporting her. Like with Yahweh, Yahweh supports me, but the lion supports her. Inanna, and here again, 888. The Virgin Mary also 888. You see right here, 8, 8, 8. That's a sign of the cross. So without doubt, these are the depths of Satan, as you would say, the expression. Inanna with 888, Virgin Mary 888, and the spider 888. This is also covered in my testimony video. There's about 4 or 5 videos that will make things clear. The spider has 8 eyes, 8 legs, the body the shape of 8. And both are called the Queen of Heaven. Virgin Mary is called the Queen of Heaven, and Inanna is called the Queen of Heaven. And now the Black Widow spider, she says she sits as a queen in the book of Isaiah 47. But Yahweh takes all that away. Here I see 8-3 again. This is the Roman cope right here. Here is again another image, the Roman cope with the name of Inanna. And there is the image of Inanna. So they're worshiping the name and the image of Inanna. And I should have injected or put here a picture of Hillsong. And Hillsong is seen to be doing the exact same thing as I'm looking at right now. Worshiping the image of a female deity. And they have the name of Inanna within it. You can see that if you go to the Brick of Namu number 7 video on the YouTube channel. That's the short video. You'll see the picture here, the thumbnail, the brick, 10-minute video. And remember, you'll see that this picture right here will be seen with Hillsong in the video. Here's the Roman cope. This is a match to the crown as well. Many objects in the Roman Catholic Church has this configuration with the name of Inanna. The cross and shield shows the Knights Templar. They were led by Inanna. They fought for the name of Inanna and not for Yahweh. Inanna is also the leader of the Nephilim. A crop circle is showing up with the iron cross and other symbols. I'll be showing more if you'll subscribe to the channel, and when I release it, you will see that the crop circles is one of the categories where I'll be showing the spider. In the 15th century, they believed that the papacy was the Antichrist. That was the thinking then, and it has not changed. But there's been some confusion because people think that they expect a leader to come forward, one particular person who will rule the whole world. I can't say if that's what is to come, but I do know that the Spirit is ruling the world right now. I see it in the right-wing politics. I see it in the left-wing politics. I'm seeing it in Israel, where the name of Inanna is in the governments of all the nations. It's in the commerce, it's in the films and movies and religion and church. It's in the crop circles, it's in the neo-Nazi party. It's in web and technology. And this is the things that will follow after I show this video. Because they're all under the Pope, or actually Inanna. I don't want to give the Pope credit. I don't think he's aware of what Inanna is doing and how it's being used. Here's a narcissistic vampire that's putting a crown on itself. Look right here. Here is the name of Inanna, and here is the image of Inanna, and the picture here is as if the spirit of Inanna, of this anti-Messiah, is putting a crown on itself. That's one of the characteristics of this anti-Messiah spirit. It's a narcissistic. It's like a narcissistic vampire. It's very absurd. There's many ways of seeing it. And Maria, if you look at the you look at the RIA. This was pointed out to me by the sermon room. It was a Seventh-day Adventist teacher. I've seen a couple of videos, and he mentioned this and revealed this as something that he pointed out, and that's why I put this here, is that I see also the mother of the gods, Rhea, is used in Maria. I know the spirit, and the spirit will hide within. It will, in plain sight, within our environment, because Yahweh has given it authority to use our environment, and Yahweh is the one who is clever in His wisdom to do what He's doing. Here's a narcissistic vampire with the same configuration as the Pope. It's the spirit of the anti-Messiah. It's absurd, it's excessive, and it makes a show. This is Vlad the Dracula. His name is Vlad Dracula, Vlad the Impaler. And he has an 8-pointed star on his forehead, and you'll see in the coming pictures ahead, where you'll see the Pope from, I think, 15th century, and he has the security guards have the number 8, the star on the forehead. That's the world, the majority of the world that's ruling now. They will manifest these signs and symbols because they are all in agreement. There's 3 buttons on here that shows the name of Inanna. That's from a movie, Renfield. in the movie, I didn't see the movie, but I've read the reports that one of the vampires had ate a Jerusalem cricket. Because the Black Widow is a picture of the number one enemy of Israel. That's what it symbolizes. Not only that, but that's a main symbol. And here it's eating Jerusalem crickets. So you can see the spirit of the world in the films are against Israel. The crickets are the favorite food of the black widow spider. And you notice the globalists are putting that in our foods, bugs, crickets, because that's the wickedness of their spirit. But it's Yahweh who does it. He showed to me that that's what he thinks about the world when he says that you are a widow. He is the one who's given the people crickets. The queen has no throne. Come down, sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. If you look at this and look at Revelation 17 and 18 and look at them very carefully, you will see the images of the Black Widow. The mention of 1 hour, a short time, 1 day, it's all the same thing. 1 hour, 1 day, a short time is a picture of the hourglass. Her children will be taken away and she will become a widow. The two things that she says that she is not, but Yahweh says that she is, and he is the one who's going to make it come to pass. He'll take away her children, and her children are Hinduism, Taoism, Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, Roman Catholic Church. All these other religions and denominations are children's. Mormonism, Jehovah's Witnesses. Those who are after a false Messiah, there's only one Messiah. His name is Jesus Christ of Nazareth. And in Hebrew, his name is Yeshua, our Messiah. And he is the Son of Yahweh. And if a person has some other version, you are a daughter of Babylon, and you'll fit in this category, and you're going to be marked up with these symbols. It'll show. It's going to show. You're going to have a what do you call it? A cross and shield, like the Knights Templar, because you want to be a good Christian soldier. And you're going to pray in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, and you're going to have a Knights Templar cross on you. It could be a button pin on your shirt jacket. But Yahweh put that there. You didn't put that there. You put that there so that when I see it, I'm going to know that you have the spirit of anti-Messiah with you. That's how the gift is given, operates, and works, and not for me alone, but it's for the glory of our Father, that I remain set apart and I can share the testimonies with others, that they will not be deceived. The truth is very simple. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. John 3:16. John 3:16 has been heard, and the truth is simple, but Babylon is confusing. The Trinity is confusing people. If you look in the scriptures, in Hosea 11:9, he says, I am God and not a man. You read 1 Timothy 2:5, it shows that we have one God, one mediator. There are two of them, a Father and a Son, a Creator and a mediator. And the Roman Catholic Church says that the Pope is our mediator. No, the Pope is not our mediator. And if you're a Catholic, of course, you know, each to their own. Everybody has their own religion. But I was called out of that, and so I'm not going backwards. The upcoming videos will show that who is going to be underneath this Queen of Heaven under Inanna, which is Lucifer. That will be the nations. Our Father, the Creator, He says, do not, in Jeremiah chapter 10, He says not in many places in the Scriptures, but I recommend Jeremiah 10. It speaks of the Christmas tree that's decorated with silver and gold, and He's getting on to His children to remind them not to be joined to the nations, not to do as the nations do. Because the more of the world we have in us, in our everyday life, the more our chances of failing will increase. Because Inanna is the one who leads the spirit of the world. So if I go and participate in Christmas, in worldly things, too much of it, I'm going to be overtaken by it. There's no way around it. We have to have balance of our time of spending with our Creator versus time with the world. He wants us to come out of the worldly system, but we live in the world, so we just have to control our pleasure, our urges of where our interest is at. Football games, movies, all the worldly activities, it's led by the spirit of the world. I mean, it is the spirit of the world, and the spirit of the world is in the likeness of this female black widow spider. Fear, control, manipulation. Lucifer rules the world and His church. Here is Inanna and Jesus are together. They're synchronized together. Now that gave me a reason to continue to use the name of Jesus. That was my turning point. That was my reason to use it, because now I know that the wicked people, and when I mean wicked, I'm not going to even mention what I've seen and heard in the news. They call upon the name of Jesus. And the reason why is because their Jesus is not my Jesus. Their Jesus is synchronized with Inanna. And I'm looking at it right here. IHS represents Jesus, Jesus. The cross and the 3 nails, that's Inanna. So they merged Inanna with Jesus, with the name here, and also with 888. So now I know that some of them out there, the spirits, are calling upon Jesus, but they actually are referring to Inanna, where her name is. Yahweh says in John 7:24 not to judge according to appearances, but to judge according to righteousness. That means to me, I'm not going to give you all the details on how our Father is teaching me this, but I go by not just the appearance, but the doctrine. I look at their doctrine, what is their doctrine, their teachings, and are there other signs. I'll need to have 2 or 3 signs, and Yahweh is very faithful to me, to where I can trust Him, and I know He'll always show it to me a couple signs. Even the 8th-day Trinity. This is how the nations are joined to her, by Trinity and the number 8. Here's an example. Right in the middle is a Trinity, a 3, a triangle, and there's 8 petals. 8 and V, 8 and 3. This is the Kali Yantra image. If you'll take note, the CERN project in Switzerland, the Hadron Collider, has a giant statue of Shiva. Shiva belongs to the Indian religion, and so does Kali. So here, this has no association with Rome and the Vatican. They're two different countries, but it has the same symbolism, just like like Diana of Ephesus. Here's a crop circle. This has a double chevron. There's 4 here, and a V. That's 8 and V. Right here is a triangle, and there's 8 spokes around it. That's 8 and V. That's twice there's 8 and V. The double chevron, the lines here, is exactly the same as the neo-Nazi Germany in World War II. They use it for their rank, because the spirit of the world is led by Inanna, and she is the leader of all the armies. The church is the leader of the armies of the world. By Trinity and the number 8, the 8th day, Sunday, Sabbath, they are joined to her, and she has 8 feasts as well. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon, the great mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Revelation 17:5. This is from a movie, Wonder Woman, 1984. If you look up in Strong's Concordance for the number H, 1984, you'll find that that word is Hallel, which is for Lucifer. So the very name of the film, 1984, points to the Strong's number for Lucifer, 1984. There is no coincidence. It's a spirit, and it's easy to recognize because of the blood of our Lamb, Yeshua. He is the one who's done this. It's His works that has done this. And it's the kindness and mercies of our Creator to give us time to see and to make clear so we can make better decisions. The mother of harlots is Inanna. Here is the fulfillment of Revelation 17:5. This fulfills the scriptures. There's no coincidence. Because now are the days for these things to come out in the open, and that's what we're seeing, is that it's the grace of our Creator that we can see. It's not because the world has become more evil. It's because of the mercy of our Father. That's what we're seeing. And if people would stop looking at the problems in the world and stop saying and complaining about what they're doing and what they're doing and what they're doing, who in this church is standing up telling us what our Creator is doing? That's what we need. We need to hear that. We need to hear, what is He doing about this? Why is this happening in Hawaii for the Maui burnings, or the kids in Chicago, they're acting out? Why is this happening? People in churches are there. I'm not going to say there's no hope. We know where our hope is, but not everybody puts their hope in the same thing. We need to know what our Father's doing. We need to hear, and we need people to speak up. And what I'm seeing right now is He's making it clear the God's religion of the nations and the spirit of the anti-Messiah is ruling right now. Here is the number 8 on His forehead. Again, the number 8 on the forehead. The Spirit is just really anxious to put that on people's foreheads, because the Black Widow, the characteristics are fear, control, and manipulation. Here's Miss Universe, the same configurations. The number 8 is above the number 3, the V. The number 8 above the V. The chevron is 8 and 3. Blue and red is the colors of androgyny and effeminate Jesus. Oftentimes the head will be turned a little to the side, feminine with a little bit of hair, very little hair. This one has more hair. But I've seen the spirit that's portraying Jesus as a feminine Jesus, but it's actually Inanna, who is androgynous, with the colors of androgyny. Matter of fact, if you take out a piece of paper and pen and write this down, the cross and the chevron is in the symbol of the transgender symbol. I mentioned that in the previous videos, but you can take note that the transgender symbol is the very name of Inanna. The cross to me it pictures, it's a symbol of the sacrifice of our Savior, but it's also the number 8. And down here is a chevron. It's 8 and 3, a V, a chevron. It's a spirit anti-Messiah, and I want you to see how it hides in our environment. It uses our words, our environment, names and symbols, and it hides within. It's like an aliens movie. When the aliens hatch their eggs, it would look for a host and attach itself to it. That's what we're looking at, a spirit in that same likeness. And here is our good news and our hope. Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which is contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailed it to the cross. This is the work of Yeshua. And having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them. And what I'm doing right now testifies to that. There are 4 nails. 4 nails. I was not there, so I don't know how many nails that were put in the people, when they crucified him. Here's another example. 4 nails. Again, 4. There's 4 nails. Here's another example. All these crosses are showing the same. They put 4 nails. And also on the arms, there's, a couple nails here, a couple here. But this crucifix is different. It has one mind, Revelation 17:13, 17. The crucifix, it shows 8 and 3. And this is the symbol of anti-Messiah, the name, symbol of Inanna. This is how Lucifer is worshipped, knowing or not. They chose 3 nails because this spirit has one mind, and it matches a female black widow spider. It matches the name of Inanna, the symbol of the anti-Messiah, 8 and 3. I hope that you see the tricks of the enemy to cause you to worship Lucifer. The love of our Creator is to hear His instructions, and He's giving you instructions now to come out of her, my people. Revelation 17, verse 4. Come out of the Trinity. There is no Trinity in Scriptures. You can believe as you believe. But my Scriptures don't say that. In the Spirit of our Creator, when He delivered me from Tibetan Buddhism, He kept me and protected me and preserved me since 1997 until now, and his words have not changed, but he has increased he's increased in understanding, in miracles and revelations and deliverances, to prove to me that that he is the one who's led me away from Trinity and the Sunday Sabbath, the number 8, because Tibetan Buddhism had both of them. They had the Triratna, an affinity for the number 3, the Trinity, and then Tibetan Buddhism is also an octagram religion. You'll find octagrams in number 8 all over Buddhism, like with the Roman Catholic Church. And you'll also find the Dalai Lama, who will meet up with the Pope and have dialogue together, because they are both octagram religions. But the House of Israel has no place for octagrams or the Trinity. That's what makes a person a Nazi. Nazi is the Italian word for nazione, the nations. Do not do as the nations do. The number one enemy of Israel and planet Earth is powerless against the blood of the Lamb. If Lucifer had authority over me, I would not be sharing these secrets given to me by Yahweh, exploiting the crown of the Pope, the spider attached to him. He is in danger, and I hope that and pray that he would see the spider that's attached to the faith, that all of these things is for our perfection, because our Creator wants to make us perfect, better. Imperfect is spiritually mature. Messiah, Yeshua, was perfect in a different sense. He was perfect sacrifice. He had no blemish, no sin, no error. But I speak of the common understanding that he wants us perfect. He wants us to be spiritually mature and not to be led away by idolatry. The blood of the Lamb has power. I stand with Yeshua, Messiah, and the saints of the Most High, Yahweh of armies. I'm trying to defend my Christian brothers, the flock of Jesus, who are still believing in the Trinity and the Sunday Sabbath. My testimonies I'll share in other videos. I'm not ignorant of the path, the thinking, or the doctrine. I want to influence you to come out of Trinity and the Sunday Sabbath. We fear and trust Him, and you can too. That's what the testimonies are for. That's what the miracles are for, that I can share with you His kindness and His powers. Because these are the days where the giants are in the land and people are fearful of Him. And I learned not to be angry at them. It's hard not to sometimes, but why should I be angry at others when Yahweh is the one who's doing it all? And if Yahweh is the one who's doing it all, I should not be angry or fearful, because it's His power that is on display. Here are scriptures that shows to me there's no Trinity. It helps me to understand my Creator. For there is one Elohim and one mediator between Elohim and man, and the man Jesus, Yeshua, our Messiah, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. The Pope, the bishops, these are not our mediators. The work was done for us by Yeshua, our high priest. In the old days, it was Enoch. He went to our Creator Yahweh, and he was the first middleman who stood between the people and the angels who sinned. There was like 200 something angels in the book of Enoch we have read. They came down on Mount Horeb, and they caused all kinds of wickedness in the earth. And they felt really bad. They felt despair, and they went to Enoch and asked Enoch to go before Yahweh, and they pleaded with him. And that's what Yeshua has done by his death. He has restored us who believe back to the relationship with our Creator. We have pleasure in him. We have joy in him. And by him alone we are kept. He is the one who does it all. He identifies himself, but not as a man. In Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4, the same thing. Shema Israel, Yahweh Avinu, Yahweh Echad. He is one. And this is eternal life, that you might know the only true Elohim, and Yeshua Messiah, whom thou hast sent. Here is the mother of harlots and her daughters. In the upcoming videos, you'll see that the spiderlings have the same symbolism on them. I'm gonna probably, if y'all's willing, I'll have a handful, maybe about 10 as an example. These are your mainstream ministries, like the mega churches, mainstream churches. Some people refer to them as like Freemason churches, or the Masons, or secret societies, or whatever. Well, the work that Yahweh has given to me, that you're looking at right now, is support for those who see the same thing. Others see it in a deeper level, with more details, historical data. And so this work here is revelation from Yahweh, our Creator, to support the body Messiah and our brothers. And those who don't believe will need to see more data and hear more words, that your faith increase, your faith be built up. Because this is a serious time right now, but we need to, I recommend, to spend time to build up your faith, to see the powers of our Creator. And the most important is His sovereignty. His sovereignty will set you free. There's levels of freedom. So don't think that I'm saying that the sovereignty outdoes the freedom that we have by the sacrifice of our Savior. His sovereignty, when you see it, you will understand that it's our Creator who put you in this world, and He's the one who put those pair of shoes on you. He's the one who put you to school and trained you and did all these things. When you see that sovereignty, you will be on your knees praising Him and thanking Him, and you will become stronger when you see His sovereignty, because nothing will stop Him and His plans He has for you. Call upon Him while He is near. Follow the data on YouTube and the web, Worldwide Widow. This is what they're trying to destroy, the evidence that Lucifer is ruling the church and the nations. Eighth day Sabbath, or eighth day, Sunday Sabbath. and the Trinity. Right here, 8 and 3. And when you see 12 here, 12 is a picture of 888, because the 8 hours of the 8 hours of work, 8 hours of rest, 8 hours of play. The triple deity, 888, is 12 and 24. This is the Vatican City coat of arms. Has the triple crown, a match to the female black widow spider and to the brick of her. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Lucifer is the god of the world, but Yahweh, in Isaiah 45 verse 7, he says, I create the light and I create darkness. I do all these things, says Yahweh. In Romans 13:1, he shows to us there's only one power. Yahweh is the one who has the power. The Black Widow is pulling the strings. Even our World Wide Web, the internet, our business, our commerce. She's pulling the strings of the world, the kings of the earth. But Yahweh, our Creator, is pulling her strings. And we made a covenant with Him. And He is the one who is the keeper of our soul and preserving us. And we need to continue our trust in Him, because the power is of Him. His powers are terrifying and keep us safe. Shalom to you.